Hi Richard and Team Trademark.
My name is Greg Allen.
I'm Nancy Allen.
And we have a company called Little Greenhouse Properties. We actually live in Katy, Texas, which is on the west side of Houston. But about 2 years ago, we started investing in rental properties basically as a retirement plan. As you'll notice on our sign, it says for lease, says nothing about for sale because we're in the acquisition mode.
And our name, Little Greenhouse Property, comes from the board game Monopoly. And what's the first thing you do when you get property in Monopoly? You buy a little greenhouse. Now, we're not out to get the biggest deal, but we want to find the property and the projects that are going to have the cash flow to meet our requirements.
And on the Monopoly analogy, the first square is Baltic Avenue. That's actually for us about 8 miles away, where we have 6 townhomes on Baltic Avenue. This is our Mediterranean Avenue. We have 8 projects out here that we're currently working on.
Hey Richard, thanks for the fans again. Boy, they're coming in handy. It is hot.
Yeah, I think it's all on the wrist though. Hey Richard, this is one of the units I want to show you guys. It's one of 20 that we're trying to get out of bankruptcy court. This is the type of unit that we like to pick up. Come on inside.
Hey Richard, I can definitely tell this is one of the properties that we like to pick up because it really stinks in here. I think it's a combination of urine, feces, mold, I don't know what, but we kind of look at this like a family heirloom, you know, one of those things that's of great value, but it's like dusty and tarnished and sitting in a corner. And if you just dusted it off, you could see the potential. That's kind of what we look for in homes like this. It's dirty, it needs a lot of work. Put some elbow grease in it and we can get this up and going and kind of really see the true value of this. So that's kind of what we look for.
And Richard, I want to introduce to you one of my most important team members that I've got right now. His name is Leonard Height. He's an acquisition realtor, specializes in REOs, foreclosures, HUD houses, distressed houses. He's the most important part of my team because he's the one out there shaking the bushes and finding the good deals.
Hi Richard, I'll stick with you. Buy something. I like working with Nancy. I like working with Greg. They work hard. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, you'll definitely need that.
Let's go look at our next unit here.
Okay, come on. Step over the cockroaches.
I think we forgot something. I believe you guys forgot something. I'm a little tied up this afternoon. These fans work pretty well. You know, we could charge a little extra on these things for fans.
At Trademark, I'd like to show you guys one of our units that we're having right now. This was a unit, it was in a group of 6 that we bought from a California investor. He basically lost control over his management out here, lost his tenants, all but 2 of the units. Rest of them got trashed out. In fact, this one, when the tenant moved out about 9 months before we bought it, they left the water turned on back by the washing machine, and that dripped for 9 months. Soaked all the carpet that was in here. That then helped the formation of mold. There was mold on every wall, probably up to your knee. In fact, the mold was so bad that they had spores growing on the kitchen cabinets.
Yeah, Richard, this is really a sweet deal for us. We bought it at $18,500 and we're putting about $8,000 into it. So.
The after repair appraisal on this unit is going to be about $64,000, which is almost as good as knowing Santa Claus.
Glad to have you back, by the way, Leonard. That means we're going to have about $37,000 in equity, and although it'll be a good cash flow for rental property, we may wind up just flipping this house for the cash.
Hey, let's get the rest of that tape off of there.
Yeah. Hey Richard, this is one of our units that we're almost done with. As you can tell from the video, we have fresh paint, we have new carpet, we have new plugs, we have new light fixtures, new window coverings, new appliances, pretty much new everything. And the best thing about our Mediterranean market is that you don't have to have the granite countertops. You don't have to have the stainless steel appliances. You don't even have to have wood floors. Our market is looking for something that's clean, that's comfortable, and secure.
Yeah, our motto is the best product for the best price. In fact, last weekend I showed this unit to a prospective tenant. He loved it. He's going to sign a lease and move in next weekend. We're going to be cash flowing $180 a month on this
Wow,
project.
sounds good to me.
It's great. Well, Welcome to the world headquarters of Little Greenhouse Properties. First, let me fill you in on some personal information. You've already met my wife, Nancy. We've been married 20 years. We have 4 kids, ages 6 to 15. 3 of my sons have been involved in Boy Scouts of America. Fact is, I have volunteered the last 8 years as an adult leader in the Cub Scout Pack. By trade, I'm an architect. I've been working in architecture the last 22 years, always dealing with teams, whether it be teams of developers, the city officials, consulting engineers, contractors, or in-house architects. Nancy, on the other hand, has spent the last 6 years developing a sales team of 90 people, and her team is consistently the top 10 production in her company. Now, that shows that we understand that teamwork is king. One reason I wanted you in the office today is to show you how we evaluate properties. We use 2 tools. The first tool is we track the actual property sales and days on the market in the greater Houston area on a MLS zone map. What we're looking for is trends. The green areas show an area that is appreciating in value. It would be a great place to do a flip. The orange dots show areas that are depreciating in value, which would mean it would be a great place to go in and find the right property, do the rehab, invest in it, and hold it for a long-term investment. Now, the second tool that we use is a database that we've developed in-house. Basically what this database does, it looks at the value of the property like an in-house appraisal. It looks at the rehab budget, the financial portions of the deal, and actually go into rent rates. So that program will print out a 1-page report on an individual property based on the data we've been collecting, and we can tell real quick if it's a good project to continue with or if it's a bad one that we just need to throw away. Now, you asked us what zip codes we were interested in. We live in Katy, which is on the west side of Houston, which is 77494. Our Mediterranean Avenue projects that we have right now are over in 77013 and 77520. We're already crossing the whole width of Houston. The central area of Houston zip codes start with 770. The north part of greater Houston, those zip codes start with 773. The west and southwest portions of greater Houston start with 774, and the south and the east parts start with 775. Now, you may say, well, that's a whole lot of zip codes to cover. Well, we're already traveling the freeways as it is, and we're already evaluating the greater Houston with our program. So it's not a big step for us. Now, Richard, that rolled out, you talked about comparing the market condition to the time on a clock. We have almost every hour represented here in Houston. Some great places to do flips, some great places for property investment. The most important time right now is time for Trademark to come to Houston and show the world how it's done. So Richard, here's my pitch. We have experience in teamwork, in construction, and in real estate. We understand the importance of evaluating a property based on its value and not some emotion. We're ready to use the Trademark business plan, the Trademark evaluation system, and build the second best Trademark team in the nation. So let me be one of those first 10 area partners, and let's show the world how it's done here in Houston. Thank you for your time.